Alright, let's do this video. This was coming for a while, and I think it's perfect timing. Oh, I swear to God, somebody's gonna be like, oh, Delaran doesn't have any more content, so he has to talk about random blue. Oh, swear to God. Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Delaran. It is like fucking 2:40 in the morning. I gotta go to sleep. Like, fix my schedule already. But today I want to talk a bit about people quitting the game, people coming back, and mostly about how I can keep playing this game without ever taking a break once. Never taking a break from World of Warcraft. I've had a few people ask me, hey, so the game, I don't know how I feel about it, maybe it's time to quit. Or been questions of like, hey Dal, how do you keep the game fresh? How do you keep it exciting? How do you keep it fun? To make videos on it, to keep playing it, to stream it without really stopping, without ever taking any kind of break. I've never taken a break from World of Warcraft. Not even at most maybe a day. That's usually for like school, right? Let's say I have a exam that I gotta pass, otherwise I'm gonna fail a class and I have to do it all over again next year in college. That's the only time I've really had to take any extended break from World of Warcraft. And it's been at most maybe a day, maybe two at most. Literally at most. And never taken like a week off or a month off or anything. I've been playing the game since Cataclysm as much as I could. And I guess what kept me afloat has been the class that I play and the spec that I play. But it's really more about what I find fun and what keeps me happy. And I'll get to that in a second. But let's talk about the instances where I thought I was gonna quit. The first instance where I was gonna quit the game was when I played a Boomy/Rusted Druid as my first character in the game. We had Kata, which I enjoyed, and then we had transition to, bam, Miss Pandaria. I wasn't in clue what was going to happen to Druids, Boomies, and Resto. But once I started playing the game, once I got to max level, I wasn't really happy. I didn't like the idea of Incarnation for Boomies. I didn't really like how Resto were playing, although they were a lot better for PvP at the time. They got a lot, that's where Resto really made a comeback for PvP. But I still didn't have a lot of fun. And I also didn't have anyone to play with. A lot of my friends quit shortly 6 months into, shorter than 6 months into the game, because it took me about 6 months to transition from Druid into the Rogue that I play now. So at the time I didn't have a guild, I didn't have friends to play, I didn't really like how the class played, and I got to the point where I was so desperate, I even bought like a Walmart card, 55 bucks, so that I could use it on a WoW account. So I could transfer my character to a different server, different factions, so I could play with this dude in my class and his guild and PvE with them. A week later, after transitioned with them to their server and faction, they swapped factions on me. So there I was in a server I didn't give a damn about, playing a faction I didn't really care about. At the time I was Alliance Worgen, I guess, after transition. Playing a class that I just didn't have fun with. And then Rogue came around, and Rogue was a ton of fun. Fast forward to Legion, I was actually about to quit in Legion. It came out to, okay, so I lost combat, now I had to play Outlaw. It was a mix of, oh, this is confusing, I don't know if this is viable, the prune may be too much, I don't know if I have any cool mechanics that keep me afloat, because combat at the time, back in MoP, you had an 8-second stun kidney, a Trickster Trade, Shadow Blaze, Deep Insight, Killing Spree. Like, that was enough to be like, okay, I think there's a potential in this. But then when I looked at Outlaw, I thought, okay, there's no potential in this. Like, look at this. I don't know. I played it. I enjoyed it during beta because we were strong, but then like what, week 1, week 2, week 3 of Legion, rogues started getting nerfed left and right. Just straight up agility / nerfs. Even for Outlaw, which I don't know why they were nerfing Outlaw when no one played that spec at the time. It was mostly Assassin Subtlety rogues they were playing. And it made so many nerfs for agility for Assass, and it still kept just destroying people and trucking people. But I didn't really care about Assass to play it, to, you know, for entertainment. Didn't really care about new Subtlety to play it. I was really trying to kind of figure out Outlaw because it was the closest thing to combat. So I was the only one that I had any kind of interest in a specialization, but I also didn't really know if it was viable. So there was like really conflicted. Like, am I gonna still play? Am I gonna continue playing? Is Outlaw right for me? Did Blizzard kind of just ruin it? Should I just quit here? And I tried to stay afloat with it. And it was a little bit rough because I was there sometimes happy, sometimes unhappy with the specialization. But then it took me a bit of time to start learning how it plays for PvE. And then start learning that PvE and PvP part of the game are basically the same thing. So I found ways to make it work for PvE and started applying it for PvP. I found a few friends to play with for PvP. It was a long transition for me to really learn the spec and learning the learning curve was what really, I guess, got me. When I saw even a hint of potential after learning more about the spec in depth, learned about the roll the bones mechanic, learned about how cooldown reduction affects me in terms of my stuns, grappling hook, blind, and defensives at the time. And I saw even just a hint of potential, but it took a while because I was basically relearning the specialization. So 2 times did I want to quit the game is because Blizzard made a crazy change where I'm having to relearn my spec, and changes that I wasn't either unsure about or unhappy about. Second thing is I just didn't have anybody to play with at the time. I didn't have a support group like a guild or a good group of friends that kept playing the game. And if I have a spec or a class that I just enjoy so much, I don't think I need a guild or friends to be online to enjoy myself. But when it's like they changed my class so it's all new and then nobody is playing, then it's like, well, I guess there's no reason for me to keep playing. It's really easy to just get down in the dumps. But what keeps me coming back to the game just about every single time that I did want to quit was the challenge, the learning curve of how to play the certain class, certain spec. And that's in a way what still keeps me playing. You do know that I play some alts and I make videos on a few alts here and there. I still am trying to perfect and get better at Outlaw, as that is my favorite specialization to play. But whenever I'm starting to feel a little bit down or a little bit in the dumps, or for any reason, any part of the game, or for any reason that I don't want to play WoW, I'm almost like, I haven't played Demo in a while. I wonder if I can do well with it. And if I go into Mythic Plus and just destroy and damage as a demonology, oh, I get so happy. Learning new classes, learning how they function, learning how the specs specifically work, that is a blast and a half. And that's still, I think that's what keeps me coming to the game, is the fact that I like to challenge myself. I guess I'm the kind of person that likes to choose the road less traveled, the road with a lot of hurdles, and seeing if I can overcome those hurdles. And that's usually, it needs a specific situation. If I see a specialization and I see even a hint of interest in it, or maybe a hint of viability in it, a hint of potential, it's enough for me to maybe try to see and take it to the next mile and see if I can, I guess, take it a step forward and advance it and see if I can improve on the specialization or class or wherever it might be. I guess I like challenges, and I like to keep myself challenged all the time. I try to flip-flop from spec to spec. I try to get better at Assassination, Subtlety, and Outlaw, with Outlaw being the main focus. And I try to do a similar thing with other classes by playing the other specializations. Like I have Warlock, and I think my favorite spec is Demonology in that one because it's kind of difficult to play. But that doesn't really stop me from playing Affliction and playing Destruction and learning how to play them properly. Not just learning how to play them, but learning how to play them properly. And being able to pull DPS, whether it be in a Mythic Plus or in a dungeon, and really show effort and, I guess, try at the specialization in general. And that's, I think, what keeps me playing the game, is the fact that I try to not keep things, same old story, same old thing, to keep myself somehow entertained. And I think the easiest way to keep yourself, I guess, excited and entertained and happy when it comes to playing the same game for a long period of time is, one, having a circle of friends that are all playing with you, because anything with friends is a lot of fun and can be long lasting. But I was never in those situations. So for me, it was really just about setting personal goals and trying to see if I can accomplish those personal goals myself. That's really all it came down to. And I think that's what just keeps me floating and playing. And I'm not at the point where I'm like, oh, I just want to, stay afloat, like in terms of desperation, but I'm actually genuinely playing the game. I just leveled the Death Knight, partially for a video, but also to learn how Death Knights are played. So now I have another alt to play. It's crazy, and I'm basically giving myself no time from other games, but I am trying different aspects of the game, whether it be PvE or PvP, in different classes, different specializations, and because that's what I have fun. I have fun tinkering and figuring out how all of them work. So I just found a niche thing that I like, which is mostly just finding how to play certain classes, figuring out how to, I guess, do certain things as them, learning their mechanics, learning the basics, the inner works of them, and trying to figure out if I can take a specialization that is like the underdog and seeing if I can do well with it, because that is a lot of fun. It's its own form of adrenaline that you get whenever you get something right, playing an underdog or an undercut specialization. It is indescribable to the part, and I guess that's really what I've been doing when it comes to World of Warcraft, and stay in the game and playing the game and continue to play it for an extended period of time, never taking a break from the game, because I always have something to do. I always find something fun to, I guess, try. Always something fun to attempt, and I guess it's really what I've been doing. So if you guys are the kind of people that are like, hey, I kind of need a reason to have fun with the game, how do other people keep playing it for a while? Well, it's all about keeping yourself stimulated and keeping yourself entertained, doing something that is fun, or maybe even trying new things. For me, I guess something that will never get old is trying to challenge myself to try something new, try something different, whether it be a build or a whole new class, or a whole new class spec that I never really thought I would play, whole new class spec in a specific situation like a BG or a Mythic Plus, see how high I can go, if I can do type DPS, maybe go into an LFR to see how well you can do single target damage, and learning about specializations. Even though I'm out of college and I'm no longer having classes where I'm just learning left and right about this and that, I still do love learning new things, and I guess it's like what's really truly keeping me in the game. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what your thoughts down in the comments below. Maybe this helped you a little bit. Let me know if it did. And I'll see you guys in another video.